Becoming Aware of Child Abuse by Kirsten Dierberg. This is a video recording taken today of who I am and what will be discussed in the presentation. My name is Kirsten Dierberg, and the problem identified I will be discussing today is whenever children try to hide or lie the fact that they are being abused. And my solution to the problem will be becoming more publicly aware of the signs and the reason why children do this, identifiers of risky behavior in adults, and what we can do to help the children that are in these situations. These are warning signs of abuse, whether it be physical, sexual, emotional, or otherwise. Many of these can be overlooked due to the child growing up and changing. The child may become depressed or anxious, withdrawn, or isolated from family, friends, and others. They may dress in a shabby, less attractive attire to become less noticeable. They may perform poorly in school, resulting in a drop in grades, getting into trouble, or getting kicked out of teams or clubs. They may become aggressive or turn to substance abuse as a coping mechanism. They may also show a disinterest in activities they previously enjoyed, such as sports, hobbies, public outings, and so on. Children of abuse are not limited to these signs. They may do all of these things, none of them, or a combination of both. Some people may not understand why these children do not report their abuse at once or at all. One reason would be because they do not feel comfortable. They may not feel comfortable telling you, their teacher, parents, or anyone the traumatic experience they just went through. This should not be taken as offense. The children probably will not even feel comfortable with themselves. Chances are they do not understand what they did to deserve this abuse. One thing they do know is it was not supposed to happen. They may believe if they tell someone that they will get in trouble by their abuser or even the person they just told. This could be due to the abuser telling them this, or they believe it without any prompting. Another reason for keeping the abuse a secret would be because they are ashamed of what happened. Their abuser could have told the child all kinds of negative reasons as to why they are doing the abuse. It's because you didn't do the dishes, it's because your room's not clean, it's because you were a bad boy or girl, and so on. If it refers to sexual abuse, the child may know the act is wrong, but blame themselves for the occurrence and be ashamed of their behavior. One more reason is the child could be afraid. Oftentimes, an abuser will convince a child to keep the abuse a secret by telling the child they will hurt or even kill a loved one. Being a child, they often believe this and continue with the secret. So what can we do to help? If the abuse has already happened, we as an individual in the child's life need to offer our support. Not just in this case, but through the child's entire life, they need to feel supported and encouraged. They should know you will help them with anything and everything in your power. They need to feel safe. They need to know there will be no negative repercussions for telling an adult what happened and getting help, whether those repercussions be to the child or the child's loved ones. The child needs to know you believe them and they can trust that you will take the proper steps next to resolve and end the abuse. Lastly, the child needs to know they can come to you about anything. They should always come to you when they are hurt or scared or otherwise. You cannot help the child unless you know. Some precautions that can be taken if this is your child are as follows. Know where your child is at all times. Know who they are with at all times. And know if they are in a group or alone with one person. As an adult figure in this child's life, you should be aware of suspicious behaviors in adult towards children. It is suspicious if the adult is often wanting to be alone with the child, taking them to a practice, to the bathroom, playing with them one-on-one, taking them out to eat by themselves, and so on. It is also suspicious if the adult breaks the parent's rules frequently. If the parent tells the child to go to bed at a certain time, not eat sweets, not to go somewhere, etc., and the adult helps the child get these things, the adult is likely trying to gain the child's trust. While researching this topic, I found a news report from CNN about a mother's point of view on her son's sexual abuse by former Penn State football coach Jerry Sandusky. A quote from this article pertaining to the previous signs stated that are overlooked stood out. It says, "It seems like common sense because it is, but just knowing what your children are doing and being involved in their lives, not only with general knowledge, but with your physical presence, allows you to monitor the situation. It also establishes you as a parent who's active in your child's life, which makes you an obstacle for someone trying to groom your child for abuse." That's the end of the quote. Being present in your child's life could make all of the difference. In my line of work as a teacher, I see many children come through with these signs of abuse or neglect, more than I should. I learned about these signs and how to help through my profession. I believe it is extremely important that everyone knows signs of abuse, how to help, and identifying suspicious behaviors in adults. References.